Let's get cranking. Let's get cranking, folks. We got a lot of information tonight. A lot of stuff going on. All right. Get yourself a pen and piece of paper. We're gonna crank it up here in a minute. We're talking about pre-construction. Pre-construction real estate. Top 10 rules in buying pre-construction real estate. That's what's going on tonight. Top 10 rules. If you're going to put your money at risk or invest your money or secure a home, you got to know exactly how to get it done. A lot of information. Grab yourself a pen and piece of paper, and we're going to crank it up in a minute. Oh, yes. All right, folks. All right, how we doing tonight? How we doing? Very good, very good, very good, very good, very good. All right, so what's going on? We've been cranking it up for the last month plus, securing deals, helping investors, helping first-time home buyers, second-time home buyers get themselves into real estate market. For some of those who've been sitting on the sideline for a while and decide to take the plunge, congrats. We've seen a lot more people now who is actually getting involved in the real estate market that wouldn't have in the previous for whatever reason. But to now we see more people getting involved in the real estate investment business. And I'm here to answer a lot of your questions concerning buying real estate in general, whether it's pre-construction or a resale home or anything that you looking to get involved in the real estate market. But tonight specifically, we're going to talk about the top 10 rules in buying pre-construction real estate. I'm going to go through them a step-by-step process. Now, there's two sides to buying pre-construction. I'm going to go through the part where we discuss buying pre-construction from an investor perspective, also buying pre-construction from a homeowner perspective. Okay, some of the things you need to look out for when you decide to get involved in a brand new construction. All right, so as you know, and then I'm going to highlight a few projects that I'm currently working on that I'm really hot on. And when I say I'm hot on project, it means that that's what's going on right now. It means that you need to take action, secure a property or two, and because moving forward, the price normally goes up. That's what we call a crystal ball effect, right? The price normally goes up. And when the price goes up, you come to the party late. And when I say come to the party late, it's not even if you miss a certain segment of a project, you shouldn't get involved at all. It's not even like that, because if that was the case, if you miss a segment of buying real estate in 1960 and you didn't buy real estate at all since then to now, you really miss out on the total real estate and the whole real estate market in general. So what I'm saying, missing a segment does mean that your potential to earn lots more appreciation on your money is when you get involved in the real estate market early. That's all what that means. Okay, so if you miss the phase one concept, it's not a big deal. All it means that you need to do more research to make sure that's the product you want to get involved in, and then you take it up from there. Okay, so what's going on now? Pre-construction real estate. We're talking about live, work, and invest. Live, work, and invest. Live, work, and invest. So the number one rule of investing in pre-construction real estate, it must be phase one, or it should be phase one. Okay, phase one is we get early bird special. Phase one is when a lot of builders are offering great incentive to anyone who wants to buy into his or her project. Okay, so phase one is actually key. If you get involved in phase one of any project, you're pretty much guaranteed to make a lot more money than the person who's coming to phase three and phase four. Okay, now having said that, even though you might miss out on phase one, you need to also understand how much more property, how much more units or lots are there available to sell. Now, if we're talking about a project of 800 units and the first 100 came into phase one, you still got another 700 units to go. So if you're missing the phase one buying, it doesn't mean you're going to make a lot of money. You still have phase 4, 5, 6, and whatever coming down the line. So phase one is absolutely mandatory. If you get into phase one, bang, you make a lot of money. But it all depends on the size of the project. The product is really big, you can still get involved in phase 2, 3, 4, so on, and make yourself a ton load of money. Okay. So phase one it should be mandatory. Next is freehold. It should be freehold. Okay, freehold real estate tends to have a higher appreciation than condos and any other property with a maintenance fee attached to it. Okay, so freehold real estate tends to appreciate a lot better than properties that have condominium fees attached to it. Now, I'm giving you both sides. I haven't said that now. If you buy into a condo project that's in a key location, okay, you listen to me. If you buy into a condo project that's a key location, what that means, folks, is that because the location is key, you can get strong appreciation just as anything else. Like, for instance, if you buy into condo projects 5-10 years ago at Young and Eglinton, or Young and Shepherd, and these areas, which you see great appreciation, great demand, a great rental market, you still do just as well as if you bought a freehold elsewhere. Okay, so key location would always override the condominium fees. Okay, very important. Now, if you're buying this property from a homeowner's perspective, you're going to buy the property, you can go and live inside of it and just relax and enjoy it with your friends and family. You don't even care about all that stuff. All you want is a nice place to live in, key location to work, housing, whether your local community events you normally do, whatever it is, you just fine. Just buy the property and go home and sleep. You buy it for close to work or close to the kids' school, it doesn't matter. Okay? Because I'm telling you something. Even though we buy real estate on some financial principles, we buy real estate with the ability to make money with it. It does not matter. Money does not matter if you're buying real estate to the benefit of proximity to the kids' school or the proximity to work. Money doesn't matter. Money doesn't, you can't justify your time with money. The time sitting in traffic 2 or 3 hours because it's easy to get to work or rather than 10 minutes, money doesn't counteract those things. Okay, so again, from a homeowner perspective, you're buying this real estate just to move in, close to work, close to the kids' school, money doesn't matter. Now the good thing is, okay, if you buy a real estate that's close to the best quality school in your neighborhood, okay, guess what? Anywhere there's top quality school, real estate tends to appreciate more than other places. Are you listening to me? Anywhere there's a top quality school, real estate tends to appreciate more than any other places. Any question? You have a question on Instagram? Question on Instagram? Yeah. Okay, good. Sounds good. Yeah, so again, feel free to fire up your questions for me tonight. I'm going to try to answer your questions as much as possible. Yeah, so next, folks, the longer the closing, the better you are. The longer the closing, the better you are. So when you get involved in a pre-construction project, I like to go longest as possible. So the builder is saying, well, we can complete this project 2 or 3 years, I'm on board. 4 or 5 years, I'm on board, okay? So the longer projects tends to come more into condominiums. So condominiums tends to have a longer time frame to close versus freehold. Freehold tends to have anything between 6 months, 9 months, a year, 1.5 years, 2 probably maximum. But freehold tends to have a shorter closing time frame than condos. But the longer the time frame, it should be better for you. Also, the longer the time frame, the property tends to have more time to appreciate. The builder gets time to sell, and increase the pricing as well. So we tend to see longer closing tends to have good appreciation. What else we got going on here? Yes, down payment structure. Now, I'm going to give you some of the parameters that you can use as a down payment structure. The minimum possible, I would say. And what's that number? Some builders want 5%, some builders want 10%, some builders want 20%. Okay, so the lower the down payment out of your pocket is better for you. Why? Let's assume you have 20%. Rather than putting 20% down on one project, you can put 10% down on 2 projects. What that means, you have 2 properties now on the market appreciating its way up for you. Pretty simple. You understand that? So rather than having one property appreciating, you have 2 property appreciating all the way up to the next level for you. Okay, and so on. Now, again, some builders allow flexibility with deposits, some builders don't. So you're going to pick the builder that offer the flexibility, matches the location that's best for you, and that's the one you go with, and you take to the next level. Okay, so low deposit, minimum deposit is actually pretty good. Before you buy into a pre-construction project, okay, whether it's an investment purpose or a family home, you need to understand what kind of property your local market desire. Very important. What kind of property your local market desire? And what that means, folks, is that if you decide to rent that property, sell that property 3, 4, 5 years from now, what is the highest demanding property in that area? For instance, is it a condo? Is it a semi-detached? Is it a townhouse? Is it a detached? You need to understand that. Okay? Now, for instance, if you're buying property, let's say in London, Ontario, you're buying a property in London and you're buying condos. Condos might not be the best desirable property in London. What might be the best desirable property in London? A detached home, a townhouse, a semi-detached. So you're actually buying into something that you might have a hard time renting or selling in the future. You need to understand that. So when you're buying into pre-construction, you need to understand your local market demand. Okay? Your local market demand is very important. What else going on here? Exactly. So what size of property also you should be buying? Now, to be on the safe side, I'm going to give some parameters. If we're doing condos, the most desirable condos for rental or sale, 2-bedroom, 2-bath. Pretty simple. You have a 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo, you pretty much can rent it very easy. You pretty much can sell it very easy. Why? It's a high demand condo feature that most people want on a resale market or in the rental market. 2-bedroom, 2-bath. Okay? If we're talking townhouses, or we're talking detached or semi-detached, what you're really looking for is a 4-bedroom double-car garage. Anywhere from 2,000 square foot to 2,300 square foot. So 4-bedroom, double-car garage, 2,000, 2,300 square foot. That tends to be the higher demand for lease, also high demand for sale. And you can't go wrong with that. Okay? Now, that's just a general spec of what I think the market will bear. You need to also do your in-depth research, your local area buying into that property to understand what they're actually looking for. They might not be looking for a big home. They might not be looking for a 4-bedroom, 2-bath. They might be looking for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. For instance, as we go certain parts on the outskirts, a 4-bedroom, 2-bath might be an overpurchase. Because what they're looking for? They're looking for a bungalow, 2-bedroom, 2-bath. Bungalow detached home, 2-bedroom, 2-bath. That might be the fastest selling or the easiest renting property in certain areas that we're working in right now. Okay, so you need to understand your local market before you start buying into real estate. Because you might buy a property for you to live in right now. When you decide you want out of that property, whether you want to sell it or you want to lease it, will the local market desire that property? And that doesn't happen when you decide to rent or sell. That needs to happen before you purchase. And how you know that? By doing your market research. If you're working with your local realtors, he or she would have an idea of what the local market would demand currently and what you're going to demand in the future. So understand your local market, what kind of property you're buying, how many stories, whether it's bungalow, 2 stories, or 3 stories. Understand the square footage. Okay, anything between, again, 2,000 to 2,200 square foot, that's pretty much a safe bet. If you go over that, you might be over purchasing real estate. Okay, remember, you might be over purchasing real estate. Because as you go over that, number one, it becomes more expensive. Number two, it becomes more expensive to rent or sell. And if it's expensive to rent or sell, the average affordable person coming in might not be able to rent that property from you or able to buy that property from you. Okay, so understand these rules when you decide to buy pre-construction real estate. What's going on here? That's number 6. 1 bed, 2 bed, 3 bed, and so on. Know your exit strategy. Know your exit strategy. Exit strategy is key. When we buy this property, are we going to rent it out? Are we going to live in it? Are we going to assign it? Very important. Your exit strategy is important. When you buy a property, even if you're living in it, how long will you live in this property? Is it 1 year, 4 years, 5 years? You need to understand it from day one. Okay? You need to have a plan, a financial plan, a family plan. If you're buying a property for the kids to go to school, how long the kids will go to school in this area? 4 years, 5 years, and so on. You need to understand it from day one. So when you're buying into this project, you understand the reason why you're getting involved in the project, how long you're going to stay in there before you exit. Very important. Because you might be for instance, right? Folks come to me and says, Frank, I want to buy a property in a university town. I says, why? He said, because my daughter's son is going to university next year, 2 years from now, and I want them to own something versus rent. This is very, very common. And I'm thinking, how long did your child go to university or college for? He said, oh, Frank, only about 4 years. So I'm saying you're making a 25 years commitment for a 4-year term. That don't make any financial sense. Okay? That don't make any financial sense. So rather than buying into a 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom condo or a small house in a university town, this is what you do. Sit and make an assessment. Understand where your kids want to live when they finish university or college. That's a better idea, don't you think? So where they want to live in the future is more important to where they want to go to school. Because go to school is short term, where you're going to live is long term. So guess what we're going to do? Rather than buying a property in the university town, we're going to buy a property where we think your child can potentially live. You hang on to that property for 4 years while they're in school. You can get better appreciation. And once they finish school, they can move into that property as their first home. Or you can keep it as a rental property, whatever you want to do with it. So that's what we do instead. So rather than buying it for them to go to school for 4 years, trying to save $500, $600 a month, which is very cheap. Okay, buy a property that can make you $500, $600, $700 a month in positive cash flow to where your kids are going to live after they finish school. That's what we think when it comes to real estate investing. Okay, understand market, understand exit strategy. Okay, try to get an assignment clause. This could be tough sometimes. Getting an assignment clause can be tough. Some builders allow assignment clause, some builders don't. You decide. Okay, some builders don't allow assignment clause. Why? Personal reasons. Personal reasons. Okay? Some builders don't care. So if you understand that your situation is going to change in 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now, you might not want to get involved in a pre-construction that does not allow assignment clause. You may want to get one that does give you the flexibility to have an assignment clause. You can set it back before closing. Oh, by the way, do you guys know what assignment clause is? Okay, let me explain what assignment clause is. So the assignment clause is a approval clause that the builder normally gives you. It's based on builder's approval most of the times. The builder gives you the ability to sell that property before closing. Okay, so you get to sell that property to a third-party person before closing. So you buy from the builder, first-party contract, and then you sell that property to a third party, and the third party closes with the builder. You exit out, you get your money, and they close from builder to third party. And that's how the assignment clause really works. So it always is one little statement allowing you to do that. The builder have to allow you to assign that, or assign the product. Not all builders allow the assignment clause in there. So you might want to understand that ahead of time, okay? Getting the assignment clause. And now, if you're an investor and you're buying lots of properties, assignment clause should be mandatory for you. You shouldn't touch a project unless you have an assignment clause. And that's because sometimes you investors all know you could have a problem qualifying for a mortgage 3 years, 6 months, a year from now. And if that's the case, you can always assign that property to someone else and just make your profit and go home and sleep. Okay? Now again, not all builders allow assignment clause. Some builders are more flexible than others. Okay? Know your local market rent. Know your local market rent. How much are people willing to pay? How much are people willing to pay for that property? Current and in the future. Okay? Know your local market rent. Now, by knowing your local market rent, you have to tell right off the bat if you're investing, if you're having positive cash flow. Now, if you're going to keep the property, live in it, you don't care what the market rent is. But for investors, you want to know your local market rent. Okay? You can tell right off the bat, am I going to end up with a positive cash flow or am I put a negative cash flow property? So local market rent is very, very important for you to know. The other thing I see people doing is, especially investors, not homeowners. Homeowners, you can do whatever you want because it's your property, you can live in it, do it, set up the way to become comfortable when you live into your house. Investors tends to over-upgrade the builders. Rule number 10, do not over-upgrade the builders. What do I mean? Don't start going crazy putting all kind of expensive flooring and expensive countertops and expensive this and expensive that. Don't do that kind of stuff. Because if you're going to rent that property, especially for condos, if you rent that property up to someone, if you're going to Airbnb that property, you have a high traffic coming in and out your property. You do not want to spend a lot of money upgrading that property. Because you're going to lose that money. Okay? Because they're going to destroy your upgrades. They will. They have lots of wear and tear on their upgrades because you have a high volume of people coming in and out your property. So do not over-upgrade with the builder. Do not over-upgrade with the builder. If it's a property you're buying and keep it for the long haul, spend minimum on the upgrades. Keep the property for 3, 4, 5 years. The builder's carpet, the builder's stuff, all that stuff can be great. Okay? That's good for 3, 4, 5 years. When that gets old, then you spend the money on upgrade stuff later on the aftermarket. It's probably going to be cheaper sometimes. So that's when you spend money and do all the upgrades later on. Okay? But if you're going to buy the property to move in, you're going to live inside of it, you can go crazy as you want. Okay? You want to make it nice as possible to get the best benefit for your family lifestyle. Okay? If you're not sure if you're going to be there for a long term, do not spend a lot of money upgrading the properties. Do not spend the money upgrading the properties. One common thing we see also, if you're buying detached homes or even semi-detached homes, especially buying the outskirts, some builders will put a separate entrance in there for you. That's a good upgrade. Separate entrance is a good upgrade on your property. Okay? Builders asking anything from $5,000 up to $15,000 to put a separate entrance. And it's a part of the original structure of the property. So that is a good upgrade you want to pay for. Okay? That's a very, very good upgrade. I would always recommend getting an entrance into the basement from the outside. Let the builder do it. Okay? That's mandatory. Okay? In my opinion. Because if you're buying a property, you should buy a property that can accommodate 2 units. One upstairs and a basement apartment. Or accessory apartment, we call it these days. And you see some beautiful accessory apartment there. They look just as nice like a condo. So get that. That's a good upgrade. The next upgrade that I would recommend is increasing the height of the ceiling. So these things are best to do directly with the builder. It costs you a little bit of money up front, but it's the best thing to do right now. Why? You cannot do these upgrades later on unless you pay a ton load of money. So one upgrade I recommend, get the entrance going to the basement, get the builder doing that. It's done properly, quality door cut out, quality basement done. You can't go wrong with that. That's a very good upgrade. Next upgrade, folks, get the builder increasing the height of the basement ceiling. Now, why you want to do that? Number one, it makes your basement look more grand. You will get more lights coming from the outside into your basement. The third reason now, folks, by having a higher ceiling with proper insulation, it minimizes noise coming from upstairs tenant to downstairs tenant. Minimize the disturbance of noise. Very good. That those kind of upgrades I'm telling you right now, you have to do it up front with the builder. These we call foundation or structural upgrades, mandatory. Let's go through this again. Get the entrance going to the basement, get the builder doing that. Increase the height of the ceiling for the basement, get the builder doing that. These things cannot be done later on for cheap. It costs more money, and it might not be done proper if it's done after the fact. Okay, good upgrades. Another upgrade that I highly recommend: get the builder increasing your amperage on your panel, your electrical panel. Most standard home comes with 100 amps. Get the builder increasing to 200 amps. And why you want to do that, it minimizes any breaker flipping all the time. If people overpower the breakers, and you have back and forth flipping all the time. So that's a good upgrade. Get the builder doing that for you as well. So let's go through this again. Entrance to the basement, approve. Height of the ceiling, approve. Breaker panel upgrade to 200 amp, approve. Cheap to be done by the builder right now. Cost you a lot of money later on. You can sometimes get a builder doing the basement for you. Finishing the basement, you have to do a comparison of price. Some builders are cheaper than others. If the builder can do your basement for cheap, do it. It saves you lots of time later on. The other benefit in getting a builder doing your basement for you, folks, if the builder do the basement for you, it goes into the mortgage of the property. So you don't have to come with that out-of-pocket cash later on to finish that basement. The builder is doing it for you. It goes into the mortgage. It comes a part of the standard feature of the home. Approve. Okay, again, do comparison of price. Okay, the other thing as well, if the builder do the renovation of the basement for you, guess what? You don't have to chase contractors. Is that important to you? Of course it is. You don't have to chase contractors. It's done. You pay for it, you go home and sleep. Sometimes it might cost a little bit more, but that's okay. It's done properly. The builder gonna finish your basement to code. Okay? And what code is, folks? Based on the city spec, the building code spec. With the city would approve, so it's done to the code, and you have no problem later on. If anything go wrong, it will be covered. The other thing, if the builder finish your basement for you folks, it will be covered under the warranty. It will come under warranty of the property. There's a 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, it will be covered under warranty. So these are upgrades that I recommend. Again, do your research and do your assessment to see what makes sense for you. I recommend you doing some of these things with the builder. The other cosmetic stuff people want, like hardwood floors and granite countertop and all that kind of stuff, you can do that later on. That's minor stuff. And all the pot lights and stuff, that's not important. You want to spend money with the builder doing things that will become more expensive or challenging or difficult for you to get done later on. Are you with me, folks? All right. Now, feel free to ask any questions. I'll try to answer some of the questions for you to make sure you understand where we're at and why we're moving forward, and I'll take things to the next level. Okay? We talked about pre-construction real estate, how to buy pre-construction real estate, what some of the upgrades you should be using, what some of the things that you should be doing with the builder, and things you can do with it by yourself later on, and save yourself a ton load of money, and also get your property set up the right way. Every property you're buying right now, especially freehold, you want to get a property you can potentially put an accessory apartment inside of it. Since 2013, Ontario regulations is allowing accessory apartments right across Ontario. Some cities already have a program in place. Some cities have a program to come. Mississauga, Brampton already have their program in place. Toronto have the program in place. Certain parts of Durham Region have the program in place already. What the program means, it have a program that allows you to do accessory apartment into the property, whether it's a basement or a so on, or a second unit. Some cities still waiting to get this stuff in place to come. So it depends on where you buy. You want to find out if they have a program in place there as yet. If not, you just got to buy and wait until you get a program in place, then get your basement finished at that particular time. Okay, so we talk about do not over upgrade with builders, knowing your the kind of property, the market and demand when you decide to buy. Now, the other reason why I really love pre-construction, folks, is that the immediate equity you get. When you buy a property, let's assume at $300,000, and then a month, 2 months, 2 weeks come by, there's a demand on that property. The builder increase the price to $330, $400, $450, and so on. So that initial equity, the builders are helping you build equity. That's why I like pre-construction. The builder helps you to build equity. Okay? So if you find a good project, okay, understand the builder. It's important. The person who's behind that project is very important. If you have a builder that has a very poor marketing plan and he or she cannot create a demand for his product, the increase of value will not be there for that particular project. So it's very important you understand who the builder is, what kind of marketing style he has. Okay? And then before you start investing. I like builders who like to increase the price. That means when I get in at phase 1, by phase 4, I'm sitting on some good equity. Congratulations. I like builders who does that. Okay? Now, if you come on phase 4, you might not be the happiest person buying into that project, but I'm happy because I'm coming at phase 1, phase 2. Okay? And sometimes I could even come in at phase 3 sometimes. Once you understand how much more to go, that's important. How much more the builder has to sell. If you have a lot more to sell, I'm still buying into the project. But phase 1 is always better. Any questions, folks? Any questions we have there? Any questions? Okay, excellent. Yeah. Some of those questions already answered in the in some of the previous conversation we have in here. Okay, the top 10 rules of buying pre-construction real estate. Instant equity is one of the major benefits in buying pre-construction real estate. Phase 1 is always a good rule of thumb to get involved in the phase 1 of the project. Freehold always lead the marketplace for ages, and always continue to lead the marketplace of freehold. So you get involved in freehold real estate, you're good to go. What else we talk about? It understanding or minimum deposit possible. Keep those minimums down. The longer the closing is better for you as an investor, even homeowner too, because it gives the builder time to increase the price and get good appreciation on your property. What else? Understand what your local market desire, whether it's 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, whether it's a detached or a semi-detached or a townhouse, whether it's a bungalow or 2 or 3 stories. Understand what the market desire in there. Knowing your exit strategy. You're going to buy that property, live in it, you're going to rent it out, you're going to sign it back. You have to understand that. Try to get an assignment clause as much as possible. And if you're not going to get an assignment clause, be sure to pre-approve for your mortgage. Okay? If you're not going to get an assignment clause, be sure to pre-approve for your mortgage so you can close that property 6 months, a year, 2 years from now. Those things are very, very important. Know your local market rent. If you are an investor looking to rent a property out and you're buying it, know your local market rent. If you're buying that property to live in it, you don't keep it rent because you're going to be living there. It doesn't matter to you. And the last thing we discuss is upgrades. Do not over upgrade on any particular property that you're buying. That's key. Do not over upgrade. Some of the key upgrade we talk about, if you're doing freehold, especially detached or semi-detached, you want to make sure the builder put an entrance to the basement for you. That's a good builder upgrade. You want to also make sure the builder increase the height for the ceiling. The higher ceiling give you a nicer, grander look in the basement. Also get you more lights coming from the outside. And also minimize the noise coming from upstairs unit to downstairs unit. Another thing I forgot to mention to you, and this is key as well. This should be mandatory. Mandatory. Ask the builder to increase the maximum size of all windows going to the basement. That should be key. All windows to the basement. Ask the builder to increase them as much as possible. Okay? Now the builder have a ratio, and the ratio goes this way. He cannot give you more window space than so it's by window to solid ratio. You understand that? So it depends on how solid the house is, brick wise. He can only give you X amount of window openings. Okay, and it goes by a spec again. Okay, so again, so you're not telling him to change anything. All you want to do is maximize the window views. Now, increased size of windows is so cheap and small, but the views, the light coming into the basement is supersized for you. Whether you're going to use it as a home-based office in your basement, or you want to use it for parties or recreational facilities. You have lights of light coming into your basement, so that's a good thing. So you want to get an entrance to the basement, increase the height to the ceiling for the basement, open the windows for the basement. That's key. Okay? Now, if you buy into an area that does not allow, okay, also get the builder finish the basement for you if it's cheap enough. If you buy into an area that doesn't allow an accessory apartment right now, doesn't mean you shouldn't buy. It means you should buy and wait. Again, from 2013, it's been approved that almost all cities in Ontario can have an accessory apartment in the basement. Okay? Some cities still rolling out their program, just taking time to get things in place. You can still buy and wait for that city to open up their program, Then you can have your basement apartment coming in there and get secondary income from it. Okay? What else going on here? Any other questions? I will try to answer some of the questions for you. Now, what's going on here, folks? We have a preview, a plan, a preview of site, a plan review on Wednesday the 18th at my office here in Mississauga. I'm going to try to share this up with you. Wednesday the 18th, my office in Mississauga. What's going on, folks? We are actually reviewing the project on Bowmanville. Bowmanville, you guys hear me talk about it for the last month or so. We're selling a lot of properties out in Bowmanville. I have some new lots released in Bowmanville, and it's quite unique. I have something really, really special in Bowmanville. Guess what I have, folks? I have a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, okay? 2-story. It's almost like a condo, but it's not a condo. It's like a stackable townhouse. Guess what, folks? No maintenance fee. No condo fees, okay? It's a freehold stock townhouse with a very low maintenance fee right on Bowmanville waterfront. I have some of those. I have townhouses. I have detached on Bowmanville waterfront. So we have two things. You have Bowmanville waterfront and we have downtown Bowmanville. Okay, this is a key project. Now, it's never in a long time you guys ever see this stuff before. The last city that you get to invest on the north side, the central side, and the waterfront, that was Mississauga. How many years ago? Okay, this is an opportunity. You can invest on Bowmanville north side where the 407 is coming. You can invest in Bowmanville downtown where the GO station is coming. You can invest in Bowmanville waterfront, which is being developed right now as we speak. Okay, and we have properties on all 3 levels for you to get involved, secure a lot or two, and make some money. Whether you want a new place to live, you want an investment property, Bowmanville is the place. One of the hottest places to invest in right now. Durham region is on fire, booming, and Bowmanville is growing ridiculously. Okay, you want to be a part of this. Do not miss out on this opportunity. Do not miss out in investing in Bowmanville. Okay, so call us, register on my website, remakeamerica.com/phase 1. Come out on Wednesday. Let's sit one-on-one. Let's discuss your finances. Let's discuss where you want to see yourself financially. Let's discuss how much money you could afford to invest. Okay, and secure a property or two. Remember, equity equals dead money. If you have equity in your home, or you have money in the bank, or money under your mattress, it's not growing. It's not growing for you. You need the money to be invested in the market. That's how you can become richer, richer, richer. Okay, what I do with folks, I put you in debt. Of course, I'm gonna put you in debt. Okay, that's when you can become rich. That's when you become more successful. If you never took a chance and buy the property you have right now, you would not have the equity you have right now if you own a property already. So equity equals dead money. Never forget that. Equity equals dead money. So come on out on Wednesday. My office in Mississauga, 3550 Eglinton Avenue West, Mississauga. You can probably see it on the link here. Eglinton Avenue West in Mississauga. Register on remakeamerica.com/phase 1. The link is there. Let's come out. Let's sit one-on-one. Let's sit in a group forum and discuss real estate investing. Discuss investing to the next level. Take in your portfolio to the next level. You're investing for the next generation. Okay? Now I'm going to wrap it up tonight. Very early. I'm kind of tired. I've been working hard for the last month or so. And I love it. I love it because I'm helping a lot of people to create success. Helping a lot of people to create wealth. And it's amazing. It's amazing that how much people are getting involved in the real estate market and they're doing very well and they're going to see great growth. This market is on fire. You cannot go wrong investing in Canada. You cannot go wrong at all investing in real estate. Not even Canada, in North America in general. So even in the United States, you want to find a nice little development project where there's a resale, triplex, sixplex, 12plex, whatever it is. In the United States, 12plex is the best way to go in the United States. 12plex you can't go wrong. In Canada, especially in Toronto area, most of the plexes are overpriced. You won't make any money buying those. They overvalue. So you might want to stick to the residential stuff, buy 1 or 2 property, 2 or 3 units or so on, and make some money there. When you go to the US, we buy multifamily properties, good price to value. Cash flow is really, really nice down there. You do extremely well. You want to get involved in the market. You cannot go wrong in the real estate business. I've been here I've been in real estate for over 20 plus years now. I've been teaching it for over 10 years. Teaching people how to invest in real estate, and And you can't go wrong. We just see the market is just doing tremendous things. But don't get me wrong, it's not always nice and smooth and easy. Market go up and down. We can't control that investment in general. And everything's guaranteed to go up, but market go up and down. But I can tell you this, folks, if you stay in the market over the long haul, nothing will stop you. You got to stay in there for the long haul. Real estate is no overnight success. It's not an overnight success. The longer you stay in this business, the more money you make. That's what it is. Look at every successful person in every industry that they're in. Oprah's a billionaire because she stayed on TV for 25 years. Okay? Everybody, they stayed for a long haul. Donald Trump's a billionaire because he stayed in real estate for over 25 years. Warren Buffett, over 25 years. You name it. Bill Gates, over 25 years. You name it. Every successful person, they stay in the industry for 27 plus years. Okay? And it's no different for you. Okay? Why do you think you have a 25 years amortization? That's the length of time you need to stay in your property. The 25 years amortization is telling you, do not go anywhere. You're supposed to buy the property and let your tenants pay down to zero, or you work and pay down to zero. And that's how you build wealth. Okay, the bank set the time frame out for you. 25 years. 25 years. You stay in it for a long haul. So every property you buy, 25 years. That's how long you should be there. And you're going to see the growth of your real estate. You can't go wrong. Okay. Now, again, I'm going to close it off now. You can leave any links there, any questions. I'm trying to answer any questions for you. You can message me directly. You can call me. My phone number is here, and I'll try to get things going to your success. My name is Frank Corbin. I'll wrap it up early tonight. I'm kind of tired, but I scheduled to do the presentation tonight. I said I have to come and do it, and because it's very important to me that when I say something, I kind of do it. I like to stick to my word, because my word is my bond. And my word is more important than my money. Okay? And my word is more important than my money. My word is more important than your money. So I'm always going to tell you the truth. And you don't have to like it, but you can hear the truth from me. To your success. See you then. We come on Wednesday, my office. We can do a plan review for real estate for Bowmanville. And any other cities you want to talk about, you come, we can discuss it. I think Stephanie is also doing a $20,000 deposit program. So people who have limited deposit and want to get involved in the real estate market, whether you're a first-time home buyer or so, you can contact Stephanie. And our link is remakeamerica.com/20,000. So how easy that is? remakeamerica.com/20,000. And she would deal with you on a one-on-one base, how to get involved in a first-time home buyer home or something a bit more cheaper on the outskirt, and secure a property or two, whatever you can afford, and get you going. Again, my name is Frank Corbin. To your success. See you then. Let's make some money, folks. We're going to close off 2017 with a bang. We're working hard this year and just cranking the numbers up. No, sorry. I don't invest in Quebec. Sorry. We don't invest in Quebec. Somebody from Instagram asking we invest in Quebec. No, not at this point in time. Nothing against Quebec, but I kind of stick to the GTA for now. That's all. But Quebec is, I'm pretty sure if we do the assessment, it would be a good place to invest as well. But right now, I don't personally invest in Quebec. If you have, oh, hi, how are you doing? Yeah, if you have anything you want me to look at, you can send it to me directly or give me a call, and you can talk about any other investment. But predominantly Ontario, the GTA. Used to live in Ontario. That's good. That's good. Come back to Ontario then. Yeah, come back to Ontario and invest. I mean, I'm pretty sure Quebec numbers look good as well. I know for sure you get good cash flow in Montreal based on the assessments we saw there. Good cash for Montreal. So you can't go wrong. Yeah, we finishing up 2017 with a bang. To your success. You got to start preparing for 2018 and get things going to the next level. And invest. Let's do something great for the next generation. You want to come back to Ontario? So come back. Come back to Ontario. We love to welcome you back to Ontario and invest. Call me directly, 647-237-3642, and we can have a conversation. We can talk about what industry you're in, what job market you're in, or business. And you can make a lot of money. But you can make money in Quebec as well. I'm pretty sure that the market is good as good there. So I'm not knocking anywhere part of Canada, but you can make money elsewhere as well. Yeah. Let's close out this year with a big bang. What you put in place this year is going to give you the positive effect of next year. That's what's happening. So my phone number is 647-237-3642. You can catch me on Facebook as well. You get the number there. But it's 647-237-3642. You can WhatsApp me. You can text me. You can call me. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. So that's what's going on. Lot of investment. If you put things in place this year, next year, you're going to see the results of that. Again, the results you're getting today is because of the decision you made yesterday and the day before. Okay, so that's what's happening. So you always got to be investing. We always investing for the next generation. We always investing for the future because the future is always going to be brighter. Yeah, WhatsApp me as well. Thank you. What's your name? What's your name? Mr. Okay, thank you. Yeah, all right, WhatsApp me, no problem. We're always investing for the next generation. That's important. Take things to the next level. Some of us are broke today because our parents did not do the things, put financial things in place to secure our financial future. So that's why some of us, hi John, that's why some of us don't have the financial success we have in our life today. But you have an opportunity to change that for your kids. You have the opportunity to change the way your kids see money. And that's by investing today and giving them a fair shot at success. A lot of us did not get a fair shot at success. Okay? Because we came into the family life, we came into school life with liability debt. We're coming in from university with big university expenses. We're buying homes and getting married with big student loan expenses. So right off, you start off in debt. You don't have a fair shot at success when you start off with high debt. Hi, Khalil. Hi, Khalil John. Yeah. So when you starting your family and you come in with debt, you don't have a fair shot at success. And that's what's happening. Okay? So if you want to change the way your next generation see money, you have to give them a fair shot at success. It's very important. And how you do that is by putting asset in place for them. And that's why we're here. It's the next generation money. I'm going to do an event maybe a couple weeks from now showing you how to not rob the next generation of financial success. That's important. I'm going to talk about that in detail, step by step, of where your parents went wrong financially and why you are broke today. Okay? And what you can do to prevent the next generation from going through financial turmoil. It's very, very easy. If you understand what one sacrifice can do for the future, it's amazing. You know, years ago I met with a financial advisor who says, Frank, if you put away $50, $200 a month or per paycheck, your finance will be amazing. I never believed it because it seems so small to make such a big impact. It is true. It is true. And now, real estate is not the only way to invest. You can do stocks, mutual funds, whatever you want to do. I just like real estate, so I'm biased on real estate. But if you just put away $200 or $300 a month, small, you might be surprised to see how kind of financial impact that will have on the kids' future. And that's important for me. Next generation money. My name is Frank Corbin. I'm signing out. To your success, invest, make money, asset planning, family planning, to the next level.